kind of set like the gold standard. So these 5 components, they're the blueprint for the ACSM's physical activity guidelines. So we know that the ACM is a trustworthy source. So we can, they provide a helpful tool for organizing and executing your own well-balanced workout routine. So today we're going to be focusing on these first 3. And by the end of this whole unit, you should have a good idea of what each component is and how to make each of them a part of your lifestyle. So starting, I'm going to start with body composition because I am not going to spend too much time on it. So body composition is basically your body's ratio of fat mass to fat-free mass. So fat-free mass would be like muscle mass. And then fat mass would be like mass that is the weight that's from fat. So because high levels of fat mass are associated with negative health outcomes like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, we want to maintain a healthy body composition. And so that's kind of the goal of pretty much all just regular exercise routines, is just maintaining a good body composition. Body composition is not to be confused with BMI, body mass index. Body mass index is a weight to height ratio that is still used by healthcare providers and insurance companies and the scientific community, but there's growing criticism for use of it because it doesn't take your body composition into account. It's literally just your weight on the scale and your height, but we all know that that isn't necessarily a great indicator of your health. So, and BMI is also rooted in eugenics, which is a set of beliefs that we can improve the human species by selectively reproducing. So it does have a bit of a racist history. So we don't, we're kind of, as a health community, we're kind of moving away from using BMI as a health indicator. So we are talking about body composition, not BMI. So the good news is improved body composition is often just is an outcome of working on and improving the other 4 categories of fitness. So if you're regularly going to the gym, doing cardio, strength training, working on your flexibility, chances are you're already developing muscle mass, so some of that fat-free mass, while reducing your fat mass. So the combined effect of just regular exercise is an improved fat to fat-free mass ratio and enhanced body composition. So again, you know, like I said about heart rate and all that stuff, like even the charts that you see at your doctor's office, they're not a hard and fast rule for everyone. So everything, you know, even all this information that I'm giving you, take it with a grain of salt, you know, do your own research as well. So I'll leave it at that. So we will move on to cardiovascular endurance. So cardiovascular endurance, it refers to your body's ability to efficiently and effectively intake oxygen and deliver it to your body's tissues by way of your heart, lungs, and then your arteries, vessels, and veins. So because we need our respiratory system's participation in getting the oxygen into our bodies, sometimes it's also called the cardiorespiratory endurance or aerobic fitness. So aerobic means with oxygen. So it's kind of like a mashed up combination of your cardiovascular and respiratory systems together, cardiorespiratory. So cardiovascular endurance is basically a metric that's used to measure your body's overall performance during higher intensity exercises. It can be used as an indicator of heart health, lung health, and muscle function. It's basically a measurement of your body's ability to remove carbon dioxide, right? We exhale carbon dioxide and we inhale oxygen, and then our heart pumps that oxygen-rich blood to your organs. So if you have high cardiovascular endurance, you'll be able to perform intense, like high intensity level exercises for longer than someone who has low cardiovascular endurance. And a fun fact that I learned a while ago is that like humans have excellent cardiovascular endurance. We can go for so long, not in terms of speed, but in terms of distance. Humans can outrun a horse, which is just blowing to me because horses are, I don't understand them. So I'm like, I don't know. But that's super wild. I think that we have the capacity to just go, 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 like Forrest Gump, just go. If you have poor cardiovascular endurance, you won't be getting enough oxygen to your muscles. You're not getting that fuel, the nutrients that your body needs, or the nutrients that your body needs to use as fuel. And then you'll start to experience fatigue sooner. Cardiovascular endurance activities, they draw from fats and carbohydrates as a fuel source. So eventually, if you go into like exercise physiology or continue on with anatomy and all that type of stuff, you'll learn about how your body uses different energy systems. But for cardiovascular endurance, we're burning fats and carbohydrates as our fuel. Which is why, you know, you hear about carbo loading before a big marathon and stuff like that. So essentially, having a high cardiovascular endurance means that you can perform at a higher intensity for a longer period of time. So you'll get more out of your workouts, basically. Plus, then you can participate in endurance activities like marathons and Ironman races and triathlons, and your body can do them more efficiently and effectively. So just some health benefits of working on our cardiorespiratory endurance. There was a study that was published in the American Journal of Medicine, and it found that high levels of cardiorespiratory endurance, it's linked to a lower risk of hypertension. So that's when you have a really high, like when you have like high blood pressure and your heart has to work really hard to squeeze blood through your veins. And so when you do cardiovascular activities, you are kind of breaking away maybe some of that plaque buildup that's in your blood vessels and allowing them to be more flexible, to move with increased blood flow and all that good stuff. Also reducing risk of heart disease and enhanced brain activation. So, you know, aside from fitness goals, cardiovascular endurance also just keeps you overall generally healthy. Can anyone think of ways to improve your cardiovascular endurance? Hop on the treadmill. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, let's do that. So, what are some exercises that you can do that are aerobic or cardio? Treadmill, sprints. Yeah, so you have the endurance, and then sprints is definitely a cardio activity. It's not so much endurance because you're going for a short amount of time, but it just falls into that cardio category. So I would count that. Yes, jump rope is an excellent activity and it's so easy, and you can even jump rope without a rope. So I really like jump rope. It's a super great activity, especially for warm-ups and stuff. Baking, what's that? Oh, biking. Oh, biking. Yes, cycling, biking. Yes, absolutely. Those are any kind of cycling is cardio. And you can do, you know, like hills, going uphill. So you're working both on endurance and strength. Awesome. Okay, yeah, I'm just double checking. We got a couple